thought the crowd had great energy tonight. I thought it really helped us last 4 minutes in the game. Our guys fed off that great energy, great enthusiasm. Thought Kenny Hall was big in the second half. Stepped up, got big rebounds, made some big plays. Did a good job rebounding, 4 offensive rebounds. I think we shot like 52% from the field. It didn't seem like it, didn't feel like it. Probably didn't get a lot of shots up because of the zone, passing and moving. But I think it's a good game for our guys. A headache for me, but a good game for our guys to find a way once again to win a game with a team with a really good point guard that controls the game. He does a great job of controlling the tempo and controlling the game and making plays. I'm very impressed with him. Didn't do a good job controlling the glass. They got 17 offensive rebounds. We got to do a better job with that. Just seemed like we were a step slow as far as crashing the glass. Even at times when we jumped, just thought we were a step slow. Thought Ronaldo, Skyler, and even West. I thought West was probably the best guy in that zone. Just got to improve his perimeter shot, but I thought he did a great job of attacking his own pass, faking, jump, stopping, finding guys. I thought those guys did a good job off the bench, so it's a great effort.
Coach, you talked about Trey and struggled probably 35 minutes, and then you guys down 8, scored 9 of 11 points in the stretch.
He stepped up big, and I think that'll be good for him. So I think he was pressing somewhat. If I was a betting man, just pressing. Shot wasn't falling, and he finally stepped up, made some big free throws, made some big plays, and I think that was great for him to go home with a level of confidence. And not to say he lost it, but it's good when you shoot the ball at a high level and shots aren't falling, you start second guessing and doubting yourself. So it was good to see him step up big and late.
Did you think he needed that, or he kind of struggled last?
I think so. I think any guy, even though he's a point guard, but he's a guy that scores the ball and shoot the ball. So anytime you're shooting the ball, you want to play with confidence. And if your shot isn't falling, you're doubting yourself. You're hesitant to play. So it's good to see a shot falling.
Anything particular you saw as big for the turnaround for Kenny there? It just seemed like the kind of guy you saw in practice.
I just thought he made himself very assertive when he got back in the game, crashing the glass. And it's just one of those deals. As you continue to get better as a team, you find a way to win games. We didn't have the luxury of going against a man team where you can cut and move and run an offense. Well, in the zone, you have to find the seams, you have to find bodies, you have to go get offensive rebounds. And in more cases in the zone, it's the guy that makes the hard cut or the hard dribble penetration. We might not get the rewards because other guys get the shots, but that's the hard part of the zone, the guy that makes the play for the other guy. And I thought Kenny Hall did a good job of making plays.
Aside from their offensive rebounding, were you satisfied with the defense?
It was better. Wasn't satisfied, but it was better. We held them to 40%, but you got to get those key stops. But I mean, it's better than what it's been. But you got to keep honing in because they do a good job running that flex offense, and they mix you up with the big guy. You try to identify, and I say the big guy meaning the point guard. You want to identify him in situations. He's flashing. They got the shooter coming off, and they got those big guys. So it can be tough if you're not ready for that action. He getting hit with those screens.
How much that size of point guard, and how much of a wrinkle was that for you guys to handle?
Well, the adjustment we made in the second half, we put Cam on him. And if Cam wasn't on him when Josh was in the game, he defended him. And I think it helped us somewhat. So if there was a smaller guard, meaning West or Trey on him, they would guard him out in the perimeter. So then he would switch back with a bigger guy, meaning Jerron or Cameron. So that helped out in the second half. But he still made plays. I mean, he's a big guy. He gets in that lane. It's really hard because as a big guy, you help up too much, and he dumps it off to those other guys.
And how much of their offensive rebound, how much do you think that was a result of penetration? The guy helped them come over?
I think it was more of our guys not making an assertive effort of putting bodies on somebody as opposed to those guys penetrating. I just think it's a process you're going through it. Being aggressive, being assertive, and the key is just flashing. I think when you shoot 47%, I think like 52% in the second half, I'm not mistaken. I don't think we got a lot of shots up. And they do a good job with the zone of stretching you out. But once again, we got to do a better job of getting the ball inside as opposed to selling on the perimeter. I thought they had us too far extended on the perimeter as opposed to getting in those seams. And I thought late when they got tight, we started getting in the seams.
Is it fair to say that your teams play to the level of your opponents at this point?
I don't know if that's fair to say because just because there's a different name or a different league on the front of the jersey doesn't necessarily mean we're the better team. So I think the key is our guys are playing, they're competing, they're trying to win basketball games. I wouldn't necessarily say they're playing to the level of the opponent.
Your guys have come back to make it interesting or come back and win games every time. But it seems like they keep falling behind on double digits.
Yeah.
Is there a common thread there? And if there is, what makes them play better?
I think the biggest thing is, trying to find or solidify rotation. And I don't think we have, 5 guys that are concrete from the standpoint. This is our 5. We know we can roll with this 5 at any time. So it's kind of hit and miss. We go with this guy's this shot fall. We go with this guy's shot falling. Is he playing hard? If he's rebounding? Because after a while you go with 7 or 8 guys, but you're trying to give guys a chance to play and play with some confidence. But I think that's more the case than anything, of really getting a consistent 8 or 9 guys. Not at all. I mean, he's probably the first guy who went on the free throw line, because he's one of those guys that since he was probably an infant, he dreamed of that shot right there to step up and knock those free throws down. For him, that's nothing. I mean, he's looking forward to that.
After 59-51, you look back, you guys get, I think, 6 straight defensive stops. I mean, that's probably more than the offense. Was that an adjustment? Guys digging deep?
I think it's more digging deep than anything. And as a staff, we keep our composure. I mean, the game's not over until the buzzer sounds. So, and we got to find a way to get stops and compete. I think our guys buckled down and did that. They got stops, got big rebounds, made big plays. Trey pushed the ball. And I think that's the biggest key. Because we don't show a lot of emotion as a staff when situations get like that, because players feed off your energy, whether it's positive or negative. So for us, it's just finding a way to win the game, because all you got to get is a couple stops. And we just try to make it a possession game. Let's get a stop right here. Make these guys work, buckle down. I think, at the end of the day, it's probably the best thing for our team, because we came out with a win, but you find a way to win games.
So do you think that the balls of your team allow ETSU to dictate the tempo for most of the game?
I think that part comes because we were hesitant on the offensive side of the ball. We were. I think we got past it, wasn't assertive, wasn't cutting, wasn't attacking that zone. So all of a sudden you get a little tight, you get a little hesitant. Now on the defensive side, those guys are walking the ball up the court, working the shot clock down to 10 seconds, and they making plays. And like I told our guys, I said, we're right there, because what they're doing right now, they're trying to hold on to the lead as opposed to winning it. So now we can make a run right here. I thought he was good. He stresses the defense, and he's a guy. He's a shooter, and he comes in, shoot the ball when he's open. We tell him to shoot the ball, keep shooting the ball. Man, that was big for us.
What are you doing with the Christmas break?
Well, we're off until we practice Monday night at 7 p.m.
Coach, you put out a release early on John Stokes. I would assume you're able to answer questions about him now.
Now we're getting to work, huh? There we go. You want to get all the other stuff out the way. No, yeah, we're excited about Jornell, a talented young man. More important, a guy with substance, a guy with character. He's an elite player, but he's one of those guys, he doesn't go about his business like that. He's a worker. He's in the gym all night, all morning, wants to become a really good basketball player, puts time into it. He was raised right, wonderful family. And he's a good addition to our program. We're happy to have him.
Are you expecting much right away?
Just one day at a time. That's it. We've talked about this for a long time. As far as if he plays, when he plays, the timetable is just how his body's conditioned. Is he ready to go? Because the most important thing is him being healthy and ready to play, because he knows as well as I do, he has to fit in with the team. As Tennessee, now Jornell's a part of Tennessee's basketball program, so he has to fit in and understand what's going on. And he's one of those guys that's willing to do it, because he reached out and said he wanted every guy on the team's phone number so he can call the guys to be a part of it. So he understands. But for me as a coach, it's making sure he's healthy enough to play more than anything. Because you're talking about a guy that probably hadn't played a lot of 5-on-5 live ball since an AAU tournament in August. Or July. So now all of a sudden you're talking about playing at this elite level against his type of competition, expected to happen overnight. It doesn't happen like that.
Is he eligible to play on the 11th when classes start, or he practice?
He will be eligible when everything goes through the clearinghouse. So I mean that should be the case, yes.
I don't know if you thought of it like this, but just talking about a statement of a win like that. That's Tennessee's history in that city with big time recruits at high school time. And go there. I know you were there in this spring and said you were going to play some guys you thought you were going to
I've said from day one, recruiting is about relationships. At the end of the day, working extremely hard to the midnight hour, so to speak, not taking no for an answer, and just being consistent in your approach. And I said that from day one. And I let all the guys know in that area, AAU coaches, high school coaches, I'll do everything in my power to make myself known as a staff and as a program. We'll be consistent with our approach, and it's just every time we can get there, we'll get there. And it just, the biggest thing is building the relationships, and it doesn't happen overnight, but here's a genuine young man that we were on the outside looking in for so long, and it just became consistent with our approach and our effort every day. And I think more importantly, he came around our program, got around the players, and understood the way we handle our business here in Tennessee, and I think that impressed him more than anything.
Obviously, you were probably excited to hear that, but were you able to gauge any of the team's reaction?
Well, our guys excited. We have good guys on this team. They want to be a really good team, and if we got good players coming to our program, they embrace that. Obviously, competition brings out the best in everybody, and that's part of it, been going on for years. But I mean, the guys are excited about it. I think they're more excited probably to go home for Christmas for a couple of days. But I mean, just to have the kid, you know, Stokes is good, because those guys, you know, as players, when the kids come on campus, they have to do a good job recruiting. I think our guys did a great job, as well as Tobias Harris.
Jarnell said he found it intriguing talking with you. What about on the opposite end? When were you intrigued with him? Because there's other 5 stars that you didn't go after. What was it about him that made you realize he was?
Well, the first thing, when I was at Missouri State, so I've seen Jarnell before I got to Tennessee. We recruited one of his teammates heavily when I was at Missouri State. So I've seen him play, but I mean, we didn't spend the kind of time and energy recruiting him at Missouri State. And then when I got the job, I mean, he was probably the guy. You know, when we talk about the 2012 class, I mean, that was the one guy that we felt like we had to throw the kitchen sink at, because you're playing catch up when you take a job in April, because it starts when they're freshmen, sophomore. So all of a sudden in April, you're trying to build a relationship when everybody has a relationship with them. And it's just one day at a time, just keep getting after it, one day at a time, every day, building a relationship with his family, his AAU coaches, high school coaches, the people around him. And all of a sudden it comes to a point, it happens because you put yourself in a position. That's all you ever ask for.
How does the mental workload on a freshman post compare to a freshman perimeter player?
I can hear you.
How does the mental workload on a freshman post compare to a freshman perimeter player?
Well, I think it's your level of intelligence. Obviously, he's physically strong enough, but that's just not enough. I mean, it's just the execution, understanding the plays, what we expect to do on both ends of the floor, how to compete, how to condition your body, how hard to work. Because a lot of guys work high school hard and AAU hard, but it's a different level when you come to this level. And you're talking about a guy that's his first college games against elite talent in the SEC. It's not a game where you can, you know, possibly win about 25 points and you get, you know, 15, 16 rebounds. He out the gate against the best in the country. But I just think it's what he picks up and how soon he picks it up.
There's no blueprint for this. I can't, as far as a midterm guy coming in January, what are you basing your evaluation, or is this all done by feel?
It's by faith rather than by feel, you know. So it's one of those deals you just take one day at a time. We make sure he's healthy as he can be to play the game. That's the most important thing. We will not put him on the floor if he's not healthy enough to play, and that's the biggest key. We have to put him in position to be the best he can be to perform. Thank you.